to Altru's Hospice Camp Good Morning Volunteer Informational Session. My name is Sue Mares and I'm the Camp Good Morning Coordinator. We're excited and thrilled about a new camp season and want to welcome you aboard to the Camp Good Morning team. I believe a picture is worth 1,000 words. We're going to take a moment and show you our Camp Good Morning video.
I am here at Camp Good Morning because I lost my Aunt June.
Because my cousin and my grandma died.
Because my uncle died. Because my dad died with a heart attack.
Adults grieve, so do children. As an adult or child experiencing grief means to feel, not just to understand. Anyone old enough to love is old enough to grieve. After a death, a child not only mourns that person, but also mourns his or her own loss of self, security, and meaning in life. They often feel very isolated and alone because they rarely know anyone their age that has experienced the death of a family member. If children can find other children their own age that have had a similar experience, they can validate each other's feelings and lessen their sense of isolation. They can help each other heal.
Learn how to calm yourself when you get mad, and they teach you new things, how to get really calm.
Camp Good Morning was established in 1998 to help children mourn the death of a loved one. Our well-trained volunteers provide a safe, loving, open, and honest environment for these children to learn about the joy and the pain that comes from loving other people.
It's such a neat and special privilege to be part of their journey through the grief process. And these kids, they're so open and they're so warm and they're so brave, sharing their stories and working through their grieving process, that it's just such a neat privilege to be involved with it. And it's one of the highlights of my summer, being involved with this camp.
Turn it up. Chop, chop now, y'all.
You guys are good dancers.
Camp is held annually in June for children 6 to 18 years of age that have experienced the death of a loved one. It's a place where children can feel secure, taking that next step in the mourning process with someone alongside to hold them by the hand or give a gentle hug. The day is filled with large and small group activities, food, arts and crafts, and team building exercises. The camp highlight is the evening campfire, which includes roasting marshmallows and a sing-along. Having fun and finding humor in life, even in the wake of death, is an important part of Camp Good Morning. We teach children to learn healthy coping skills, build self-esteem, and realize they are not going through this difficult time alone. Throughout camp, you will see the smiling faces, giggles of laughter, and the innocence of children at play. A great philosophy when working with children is, I tried to teach my child with books, and all I got were puzzled looks. I tried to teach my child with words, that passed him by oft unheard. Then into my hand he put the key. Come, he said, and play with me. Having camp outdoors is helpful in involving the circle of life. Nature also has its own way of providing peace, serenity, and calming. Each year, many children's lives are changed due to a death, and having a place like Camp Good Morning allows the children to see hope for their future.
They have such a great time of reliving their grandma, and this is a perfect time for them to reflect again. It's important that we keep on remembering her, and I think the kids understand that.
The kids feel really secure and they're happy here. They're able to grieve with other kids that are probably feeling the same way they are. They don't usually talk about it, so it really opens it up. It makes death feel more natural, more of a celebration for the person's life. It's just unbelievable to see what the kids have learned, how they've expressed their feelings, and how our family's been healed through the memorial ceremony. It's just absolutely wonderful.
And it begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine.
In the blueness of sky and the warmth of summer's sun. In the falling of the leaves and the colors of autumn. When we are sad and feel alone.
Camp Good Morning concludes with a tree planting memorial service, followed by a family picnic. The memorial service is in remembrance of all of the loved ones who have died. Some of the children choose to write letters to their loved one, while others share personal stories. This is an emotional time for many children, as many bury their handwritten letters and say a final goodbye to the person who died. The ceremony is to mark the beginning of something new, to reconcile with the death and move forward with their lives. Mourning the death of a loved one softens over time, but never goes away. There is a musical metaphor that illustrates the mourning process, and it goes something like this. You must first listen to the music of the past, so you can sing in the present to dance in the future.
There are many volunteer opportunities at Camp Good Morning. Some of them are dependent upon how much time you have, but I'm sure there's something we can find for everyone. Team leaders or facilitators. These individuals are the small group discussion leaders. During camp, there are 5 to 6 small group discussion times. There is a suggested curriculum and many resources are available. Ideally, we'd like to pair up a new team leader with an experienced leader whenever possible. Our typical age groups are 6 to 8-year-olds, 9 to 12-year-olds, and teens. However, each year our composition of campers is different, and those ages may need to be adjusted. For example, one year we had an unusually large group of 12-year-old boys who had all lost a major male figure in their lives. So we made a group for just them. Camper buddies or counselors. Each camper buddy is assigned 1 or 2 campers. The number one thing to remember if you are a camper buddy is you are responsible for that camper or campers the entire 48 hours they are at camp. You need to get your camper to their assigned places at the assigned times and know where your camper is at all times. You and your camper will be assigned a cabin with those similar in age and sex. You need to be a positive role model and an attentive listener. This position requires you to be available the entire camp, Friday at 10 a.m. until Sunday at 2:30. Arts and crafts. If glitter, hot glue, paint, stickers, and beads are your thing, then this might just be the area for you. In arts and crafts, you assist the camper with their activity. That may mean helping them collect the items they want for their activity, assisting them with hot glue or paint, and gently asking them about their loved one, how this activity relates to them. In this area, you're able to volunteer for a few hours, one day, or the entire camp. Recreation. These individuals assist the campers with tie-dyeing t-shirts and doing garden stepping stones during camp. Other activities may be added. These individuals need to be available at the designated times for the activities and additional time to launder the tie-dyed t-shirts. Group recreation. You would be responsible to organize the designated recreation times for the specific age groups. You would have the activity planned and the supplies needed for each activity. Ideas, suggestions, and supplies are available. You are responsible for camper and buddy supervision at this time. Examples of that could be kickball, relay races, and egg toss. Music therapy. Camp Good Morning has a music therapist on staff, and she may need an assistant during camp if music is your thing. 2 people are needed to assist in the registration of the campers and their families. You are one of the first faces the camper meets. A friendly smile is a must. Your job responsibilities include making sure all paperwork is signed and emergency contact numbers for parents and guardians is correct. Office assistant. This volunteer opportunity is one that includes working closely with the camp coordinator and the volunteer supervisor prior to camp. This includes helping with camper applications, biographies, camp schedules, and cabin assignments. Snack time. Individuals or groups are needed to arrange for snacks for Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. In your volunteer training packet, you'll find a sheet marked items to pack list. Out of that list, the 2 most important things, please do not forget. 1 is a backpack. A backpack, the reason for that is because you will be toting around bug spray, sunscreen, your camper's flip-flops, his art and crafts activities, a water bottle. So remember a backpack, that's a lot to carry in your hands. A photo of your loved one. This is something that you can bring to camp, and it's an activity that you can do with your camper. It's one of the first activities we do. It's a memory frame, and it's a great conversation starter if you've also lost a loved one to connect with your camper. Other things to remember is bedding for a twin bed, a fan. Fans are provided in the cabin, but more than 1 fan is probably going to be needed. Rain gear. Please pack your rain gear because then I'm certain the sun will shine. Closed-toed shoes. We need closed-toed shoes for some of the activities like high ropes course and low adventure course. So if your camper is participating in that, you will need closed-toed shoes as well. Medication. Please bring only enough for the time that you're at camp. Don't bring the entire bottle with you. Valuables, please leave anything of value at home. I don't want anything lost, stolen, or broken, and you have to leave camp that way. We've never had trouble with anything being stolen, but there's always a first time. Jewelry, just be careful of large earrings and limit your jewelry, again, because of the activities you may be involved in. Tattoos may be covered at your discretion. Smoking. If I do have smokers, please let me know who you are, and there will be a designated area that you can go to. Sunscreen and bug spray, we do provide some, but it's always a good idea to have some in your backpack for all those activities that you're off venturing to. Special food requests or food allergies, please let me know early so that if I have enough special requests, I'm aware of them. And cell phones. Cell phones are allowed at camp. For personal use, it's very limited. You're allowed a few minutes in the morning. You can check your messages again at noon and check your messages again in the evening. Cell phones are primarily used to text or to talk to me or the volunteer supervisor at camp. Dress code. What's appropriate dress at camp? 1, dress for the weather. Whether it's hot, cold, wet, bugs, you'll be active with your camper during the rec times, arts and crafts, high ropes, low adventure, swimming, and team time. Remember to keep comfort in mind. Remember, you're an active listener and you need to be at eye level with your camper. For those of you volunteering with young ones, that may mean that you're on your knees or bent over some of the time. So please dress conservatively. No low-cut tops, no short shorts, no alcohol-related t-shirts or profanity t-shirts. And please, just an FYI, don't cut up your Camp Good Morning tie-dyed shirt prior to camp. Otherwise, I will have a ton of campers that want to do the same. There is a time for swimming, so please remember your swimsuits. And girls, we prefer that you have one-piece swimsuits. If you don't have a one-piece swimsuit, t-shirt over the two-piece. There is a lot of useful information in your volunteer training packet, and those things that I need completed and turned in to me by the end of the second training are your confidentiality statement, your photo release, your volunteer contract, and the Park River Bible Camp permission for the courses. We want Camp Good Morning to be a comfortable experience for everyone. With that being said, we have a few hot topics to discuss. Any contact with your camper after camp must be done through Ultra's Hospice. If you would like to write a letter to your camper, Ultra's Hospice will gladly deliver it for you. If you are contacted by any camper or their family members on social media, please ignore the request. They have also been instructed that all communications must be done through our office. And number 2, as volunteers, your complete focus should be on the camper. With that being said, please don't friend request other volunteers or ask for their numbers until camp is over. On behalf of the 700 previous campers, I'd like to say thank you for volunteering at camp. If you have questions or concerns, please feel free to just give us a call. Thank you.